Hello, my dear friends. I am Dr. Wasim I Khan, Assistant Professor, Shri Shivaji Law College, Parbhani, Maharashtra, India. In today's lecture, we will discuss the new concept of law of tort, that is absolute liability. When person will be liable absolutely, we will discuss in this lecture. So let's start the topic. Absolute liability we will discuss in this lecture. So we know very well and we have discussed in the previous lectures the principle of strict liability, and we have discussed that if any person brought a dangerous thing on his land and if it escapes outside his premises and it amounts to a non-natural use of land, then the liability of person will be a strict liability. But at the same time, we have discussed that the person could avoid his liability by taking a certain defenses. We have discussed a certain defenses available for the tort of strict liability, by taking which defendant could avoid his liability. So what were those defenses? The defendant could easily avoid his liability by taking the defense of plaintiff's own default, by taking the defense of statutory authority, by taking the defense of consent of the plaintiff, by taking the defense of act of third party, by taking the defense of act of God. So defendant used to avoid his liability by taking such type of defenses. That's why Supreme Court brought a new liability, and that liability known as a absolute liability. And the very basic difference between strict liability and absolute liability is that in strict liability there are a certain defenses available for the defendant. It means defendant could avoid his liability by taking a certain defenses under a strict liability. But in absolute liability, there is no defense available for the defendant. It means now defendant cannot avoid his liability by taking any defense, because there is no defense available for the absolute liability. If nowadays, if the person brought a dangerous thing on his premises and if it escapes, then the liability of person will be absolute liability and no defense will be available for the defendant. So this particular rule, absolute liability, is evolved in a case, and that case we will discuss in this lecture. So let us proceed towards the case. The title of that case is Union Carbide Corporation versus Union of India. This case is popularly known as the Bhopal gas leak disaster case. So there was a Bhopal gas tragedy in which the court evolved this principle, absolute liability. On midnight of 2nd and 3rd December 1984, leak of methyl isocyanate from Union Carbide Corporation, USA based company. So it was a USA based company, Union Carbide Corporation, and due to the leak of methyl isocyanate gas on 3rd December 1984, it claims the lives of 3,000 people and 6 lakhs injured. Due to the leakage of methyl isocyanate gas, more than 3,000 people dies and more than 6 lakhs people injured. So the government of India proclaimed an ordinance entitled the Bhopal Gas Leak Disaster Processing of Claims Act 1985. So for the purpose of processing the compensation claims, the government of India proclaimed an ordinance. The name of that ordinance was the Bhopal Gas Leak Disaster Processing of Claims Act 1985, because the victims were a large number, and that's why this ordinance has been passed by the government of India for the purpose of processing the compensation amount, and filed on behalf of victim a suit in US District Court in New York, and the Union of India filed a suit on behalf of the victim in US District Court, New York. In New York District Court, the Union of India filed a suit, but the court dismissed the petition on ground forum non-inconvenience. But the New York District Court dismissed that petition, and the ground of such a dismissal was forum non-convenience. The suit can be more conveniently tried in India and directed to Union Carbide Corporation to pay $5 million to victims. So it was the contention of New York court that the suit can be more conveniently tried in India because the accident took place in India. That's why the suit can be more conveniently tried in India. And while dismissing the petition of Union of India, the New York District Court directed the Union Carbide Corporation to pay $5 million to victims. The Union of India make an appeal and the same was dismissed. So against the order of New York Court, the Union of India make an appeal in the appellate court in USA and the same appeal was dismissed. The Union of India filed a suit in the District Court Bhopal claiming $3.3 billion, that is 3,900 crores. So the Union of India filed a suit in the Bhopal court, District Court Bhopal, and claims 3,900 crores from the Union Carbide Corporation. So compensation of 3,900 crores were claimed by Union of India by instituting a suit in the Bhopal District Court. The District Court ordered Union Carbide Corporation to pay an interim relief of $270 million, that is 350 crores to victims. So the District Court Bhopal has ordered and directed the Union Carbide Corporation to pay 350 crores to victim as an interim relief till the disposal of that particular case. As an interim relief, 350 crores as an interim relief granted by the District Court Bhopal. The Union Carbide Corporation filed a civil revision before the High Court of MP which reduced the amount from 350 to 205 crores. So against the order of District Court, the Union Carbide Corporation filed a revision petition before the High Court of Madhya Pradesh and the High Court reduced the amount of 350 to 205 crores. The Union Carbide Corporation tries to direct settlement with the gas victims. Meanwhile, the Union Carbide Corporation tried to directly settlement with the victim. And after that, both the parties prefer appeal before the Supreme Court. Union of India as well as Union Carbide Corporation prefer an appeal before the Supreme Court finally. And Supreme Court on 14th February 1989 directed Union Carbide Corporation to pay 470 million, that is 470 crores. Now, the final verdict passed by the Supreme Court on 14th February 1989 and directed Union Carbide Corporation to pay amount of compensation and the value of that amount was 750 crores. And the entire amount had to be paid by 31st March 1989 and the deadline for paying the compensation was 31st March 1989. The Supreme Court directed to the Union Carbide Corporation that the entire amount shall be paid by 31st March 1989. So that is the particular case in which the court evolved a new principle, that is absolute liability, and the court says that now if any person brought a dangerous thing on his land and if it escapes, the liability will not be the strict liability but the liability will be the absolute liability. So this is the absolute liability. I hope you understand this topic. If you understand this topic, please subscribe my channel, hit the notification button, hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much.